Living with a woman is just like communism. It sounds great on paper, but when you get to the real world, it is completely different. So you may have this fantasy where you want a girl to live with you, or maybe you want to move a chick in or live with a chick. And it sounds great. It sounds like a great idea. You wake up, blowjobs every morning. Oh, she's cooking food. She's in a little skimpy outfit. And you could just bend her over whenever you want, right? Unlimited blowies and unlimited food cooked for you. And you probably imagine her doing chores for you too. She's folding the clothes. She's doing your laundry. And you will get all these things at first. You will receive all these benefits at first. She's going to be this house cleaner, multitasker, super nice girl. But as time continues, you're going to notice a slight change. She will not do the dishes as often. She will not be folding the clothes as often. The blowjobs will dry up. The pussy will dry up. All of a sudden, you're getting into random arguments over dumb shit. She's looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds. You can't even sit on your fucking phone without this chick looking over your shoulder. And then all of a sudden, you start to feel the stress come on. Everything costs more. She's eating a lot of food. If you're the one paying for everything, suddenly you start having less money in your bank account. Life starts getting a little bit harder, little by little. The bills increase. She's in the shower all the fucking time. You're not able to play video games without her fucking coming in and nagging you. These are all things that are gonna happen once you start living with a chick. That's why I said it's like communism. It sounds great in theory. It sounds amazing. But when you put it into practice, things are always going to be a little bit different. Now, I'm not here to say that you can't adapt to this living situation. I'm not here to say that there isn't people that live great together. But from what we all know, from my experiences, from what I've seen living in this world for a good 25, almost 26 years now, is that 90% of the time, it is extremely stressful. And it is not what you think it's going to be like once you move a chick in. Especially if you're on self-improvement. As someone who's on self-improvement, I can say right now, when staying with a female, when living with a girl, your self-improvement journey is going to fucking fall off. You will stop going to the gym as much. You will stop eating as healthily. You will start doing bad habits. Instead of going on those late night runs or gym sessions, you're going to be watching a movie with your chick or watching fucking Netflix. And get this, guys, all that fucking food she cooks, you're going to have to eat it. Because if you don't eat that fucking food, it's going to cause a big ass fucking fight. This is something chicks don't understand. Self-improvement and women do not mix. Now, there is some women that understand. There is women on self-improvement, right? Like the Hormozis, like Alex Hormozy and his wife. They're a good example. They're both people that are very motivated, very ambitious people. But 95% of women are not like that. They don't think like us. They're not as ambitious. They honestly, I'm telling you right now, guys, they would rather sit in bed and be comfortable than do all this fucking crazy self-improvement shit. And here's the kicker, guys. Here's the fucking kicker. If you indulge her on these fucking brownies and pizzas that she's cooking and watching Netflix with her every day, she's going to tell you that she wants you to do these things. And if you do these things, what do you think is going to happen? She will slowly start to pull back. Suddenly, you were this guy that had money. You were this guy that was fucking locked in. Right? That's how you got her in the first place. That's how you got the chick in your house or in her house in the first place. Because you were this ambitious guy that was on his fucking game. But when you start living with this chick, you start slipping on your game. You start fucking Like I said, skipping the gym. You start eating fucking bullshit food. You start fucking skipping on your good habits. Oh, all of a sudden you're starting to sit around after work. You're tired. Oh, and here's the kicker, guys. Here's the kicker. Getting pussy all the time or having sex like every day, you want to know what it does to you? Especially if you're a guy on like no-fap, semen retention, right? You're trying to stay away from porn or whatever. Trying to stop. You'll be tired as hell. If you're having sex all the time, you are going to be so fucking worn out and tired. I'm talking fucking... Because every time you fucking crack, every time, you know, you get in them cheeks or get a blowjob, bro, you don't want to do shit after that. I'm telling you, it is so hard. Like, I want you to think of these things. If you're getting blowjobs and you're getting all this fucking bullshit food and you're watching movies all day and you're chilling and you have a fucking girl nagging you on top of all this fucking comfort being thrown at you, what do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to turn into a soft, comfortable man that is not on his fucking game. And when that happens, when you become this soft fucking guy that doesn't have any more fire inside of him anymore, he's not as strong as he was, you're not as handsome as you were, you're not as ambitious as you were, you have less money, where do you think this chick is gonna go? Out the door. Or it's probably gonna be your ass out her door if you're staying with her. You're gonna find your stuff fucking thrown out in the road or in a suitcase or some shit thrown outside. Because you're no longer the man that you once were, that she fell in love with. And this is one of the biggest fuck ups. I've done this. I've literally done this multiple times. Fucking women will try to get you to be comfortable and take a chill pill and just, oh baby, just relax. You don't need to put in those extra hours. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to fucking go out in the rain and go do fucking push-ups. And if you do these things, she's gonna act all pissed off and shit, like, oh, you're not listening to her. Guys, you should not listen to her when she says this shit to take your foot off the gas. This is called taking your foot off the gas, right? Like, you're doing really well. And this person is encouraging you to take a break, take it easy, chill. But what most people don't fucking expect, they think if they listen to this person, that this person's actually going to treat them better. That they're going to respect you for listening to them, for taking their advice. You know what? It is about time I fucking chill. I deserve it. I fucking worked my ass off and I got this girl and I'm here paying bills. I deserve to take a day off. But this is the silent killer, guys. This is what turns you into a fucking cuck. And this is what's going to make her lose attraction to you. Because you took her advice. Guys, you're supposed to be the one who's out there doing the hard shit. Who's putting in extra hours at work. Who's stacking extra money. Building the business. Building the physique. Getting on looks maxing. Improving your fucking life. Improving your fucking status and your money and your game and everything. And she wants to see if you're going to take the bait and fucking take your foot off the gas. Guys, it's a big ass test. And she might even reward you at first for taking your foot off the gas, by the way. You'll get this initial wave of, oh, she's super happy. You took her advice. You decided to take her advice. You listened. You're such a good man. And she's going to treat you really well. And then, like I said, one day, the dishes aren't going to be washed. She's not going to give you a blowjob. All of a sudden, she's going to be acting cold and distant. And you're not going to know what the fuck to do. And then you're going to start doing all sorts of desperate shit to try to get her attention or get her fucking to like you again. Which is going to make it worse. Which is going to push her away even further. And then you're going to do even crazier shit to try to get her to fucking pay attention to you, which is going to get your ass kicked out. Or her fucking, you're going to wake up and all her shit's going to be gone. So, how do you get around this? How do we balance the yin and yang? Either you have to be so fucking disciplined that you absolutely do not crack when you're living with a woman, that you do not stop going to the gym, that you do not stop putting in those extra hours. If she complains, fuck her, bro. Who gives a shit? That's the type of mentality you have to have. You gotta be like, yo, baby, you know, I would love to watch Netflix, but I gotta build this fucking business. And that's the thing, it's the inverse. She's gonna act upset, and she's gonna give like she's gonna act cold and upset or whatever, fucking for a short period of time. But then she's going to actually respect you more for actually saying no to the Netflix, for saying no to the fucking junk food, the McDonald's, the pizza, and instead focusing on your fucking self-improvement. Because she's gonna be like, oh wow, you know, he's actually like really like, women do respect discipline, guys, believe it or not, they do. They're not gonna say that they respect discipline, but they do respect discipline. They do see when you're in the gym, they do see that you're fucking working your ass off, that you got shit going for you. And what happens to men that don't got shit going for them? Men that have a boring life, a boring routine fucking life, where everything is comfortable and everything is routine. Chicks don't like that, guys. It's boring. Girls don't like boring guys. Girls like guys that got stuff going on. So when you fucking stop on your self-improvement and you stop having shit going on, that's when fucking shit starts falling apart. I'm telling you guys, right? I've fallen into this trap like 2 or 3 times. Yo, like I've basically lived with like 2 or 3 women throughout my life, and I'm telling you right now, guys, yeah, oh yeah, you're gonna be getting a lot of pussy, a lot, and it's gonna fucking feel amazing for the first 2 weeks, and then everything starts fucking tumbling downhill, guys. Like, it's like a honeymoon period. It's like it's awesome at first. It's awesome, you know. Oh, you're cuddling every night. Oh, you know, here's another thing, guys. You start to hate each other. Yeah. If you're in close proximity with someone too much, I don't know about y'all, but if someone's around me too often and someone's fucking talking all the time and I don't have space from them, they start to get on your nerves. The same thing happens with women. You start to get on her nerves, guys. She's seeing you every day. You're farting. You're fucking fat ass getting up in the morning. You know, fucking this dude is all like rough looking. He, you know, guys, when you're around someone every day, every night in the same bed, seeing them every fucking day, it gets fucking old quick. Why do you think there's all these like married people that fucking hate their wife, hate their husband, they can't stand them? Why do you think that is, guys? Like, yo, living with someone, seeing someone every day, like, it's stressful, guys. It is fucking stressful. Like, it really makes you like pissed off. When you have space from someone, when you have time to decompress and focus on yourself and mentally decompress, it's amazing, guys. It's really something that we take for granted. But when you're around someone 24/7 that's judging you, someone that's fucking watching you, someone that's watching what you're doing, you can't listen to the music that you want to listen to. You can't fucking be scrolling on the internet on the shit that you want to look at. You can't watch the fucking movies that you really like. You know, it's like you feel like you're under a fucking microscope and it starts to get to you. Like, you know, you start walking on eggshells. You know, you don't want to start a fight. You don't, you know, you're always thinking about how you have to please this other person. You're always thinking about how you have to, you know, keep the balance, keep the peace, man. I'm trying to keep the peace, man. You know, I don't want to piss off my old lady, man. When she gets mad, oh, man. Guys, that shit sucks, dude. That shit fucking sucks. You don't want to go through that shit. And I'm not saying don't do it. Like, I think every man should go through this, just so you know that I'm not bullshitting you. Because anyone who hasn't done this before, anyone who hasn't moved in with their girlfriend, like, they're going to watch this video and they're going to say, oh, you know, that's what you fucking think. Like, It's like telling a man who's extremely thirsty that he doesn't need to drink water. Like, that dude's gonna grab the glass of water and fucking chug it. Like, I get it. I get it. I've been there, man. Like, I ain't this fucking perfect human being. Like, that's why I'm giving you this advice. But yeah, you should go through it. You should go through it just so you can see, just so you know. Like, if you have the chance, get it out of your system, man. Sometimes, you know, when it comes to self-improvement and life experiences, sometimes it's good to do things that you know could possibly end badly for you, just so that you can become a wiser and stronger person. You know, for example, I'm not saying to fucking do some bad shit, like stab someone so that you can get some fucking crazy life experience. Like, oh yeah, man, I've been to prison. I'm a fucking... You don't get... Yeah, I'm not saying do some shit like that. I'm saying, like, yeah, stuff like this. Yeah, like, oh, move in with a woman. So that way you can say that you've done it. So that way you can see how it is. So that way you get that experience out of the way. So that you know for sure if you even want to live with a fucking woman. Some people like it. Some people are highly adapted to it. There is men out there that are built to live with women. It makes them comfortable. And they do just fine. And their woman is just fine. But this is not the average man, guys. I'm telling y'all. Like, you know, there's anecdotes out there and there's people that make it work, like I said. And possibly the right person can make it work for anyone. You know, maybe you just have to meet the right woman for it to work. But that's not going to be most women. Statistically speaking, most chicks that you're going to be with in your life, you're not going to stick with that girl forever. When I was a kid, my dad gave me a very valuable life lesson. I remember I got my first girlfriend. And I remember I was so excited, and I legit thought that I was going to be with this girl forever, right? Obviously, I'm a fucking kid in school, so I didn't know any better, but it was my first girlfriend. And I remember when I told my dad about it, you know, he was happy for me. And he said, son, you know, I want to teach you a lesson. He said, he told me literally that thing I'm about to tell y'all, that most people don't stick together forever, right? And he said, if things don't work out, if you end up breaking up with her, that's normal. And he said to expect it. Now, obviously, you know, I'm a fucking kid, and I was like, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, me and this girl are in love. You know, we're inseparable. Nothing's gonna happen. Right? What could go wrong? Well, about a month or two later, we broke up, and I was heartbroken. And I went to my dad, and I told him, I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You know, not everything lasts forever, right? And throughout my life, I've had all sorts of girlfriends and flings and stuff, and you know, maybe a couple of them I probably could have stuck with long term, but it just didn't work out like forever, like, you know, you would think. And that's how it is when you live with a chick. You know, you feel like moving in is gonna make y'all closer, that it's gonna make your bond stronger. And it will make your bond stronger. You will feel more connected to this person. And, you know, it's like seeing a dog every day. You know, maybe you don't even like the fucking dog, but you see that dog every day, and, you know, you just can't help but love that little bastard. And that's how it's gonna be when you're living with a girl, man. You know, you might even fucking hate her guts, but you're still gonna develop this bond, this soul tie with this person. You know, you're sleeping in the same bed every night. And it's gonna be hard, man. Like, you're not gonna want to leave that situation too. Like, if you find yourself in a situation and it sucks, and you're living with someone and you're fucking stressed out, obviously the best thing you can do is GTFO, you know, like move out, go back on your own, end the relationship. And it's gonna be very hard, guys. It's going to be very hard to walk away from that, you know, even if it's destroying you, even if it's something that's not good for you. It's not easy to walk away from someone you fucking sleep in bed with every night. And on the flip side, when you're lonely, you know, when you don't have a girl, like I said, for those guys that haven't done this before, those men that don't have much luck with women, having a beautiful girl in your bed every night, I mean, that sounds like heaven, right? Like, that's the thing, guys. It sounds so amazing. Like, you know, especially when you're laying, you know, in bed at night and, you know, you're fucking hugging your pillow or some shit. And you're just like, damn, man, you know, if I just had a good girl next to me right now, man, life would be perfect. Life would be good. I'd be happy. And that's what gets you into these situations, right? Like you have this fantasy inside of your mind about how things are going to go. You have this fucking fantasy about having that beautiful girl in your arms every night, kissing her and shit. And you get fucking roped into it, guys. Like, you know, it's part of our nature, and it's something that, you know, we can't help, right? We're human beings, and obviously if you're a man, you know, you fucking want to have that beautiful girl by your side, and you know, you don't want to let her go, and you don't want to let her out of your sight. But until you have her in your sight 24/7 and you fucking get sick of her. So if you're having trouble in your relationship and you need some help, book a coaching call with me down below in the description or in the comments. I might have it pinned. So leave a like, leave a comment, and of course, if y'all need help, do book a coaching call. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.